Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. So before we start, I can see that all of us are in, and I would like us to remind ourselves on what we discussed in our previous session. So someone to help us, please. Now that there's no one, I can just remind us on our previous session, we discussed about the permanent adjustment of our dumpy level. And we said that permanent adjustment is performed less frequently, typically only if the instrument has been damaged or if the temporary adjustment is not sufficient. Yeah, so in today's session, we are going to discuss on the procedure of temporary adjustment of a dumpy level. So our learning outcomes in this session, we are going to define temporary adjustment of a dumpy level machine. And then our learning outcome number 2, we are going to describe the procedure of temporary adjustment of a dumpy level. So class, who can help us to define the temporary adjustment of a dumpy level machine? Anyone, please? Okay, since there's no one, I can just do it. This is the process of making minor adjustments to the instrument so that it is ready to be used for leveling. Temporary adjustment of a dumpy level machine. This is a process of making minor adjustments to that so that it is ready to be used for leveling. That's our learning outcome number 1. So our learning outcome number 2. Okay, before we move to our learning outcome number 2, I will display a sketch showing the temporal adjustment of a dumpy level machine. So we can just have a look at it. Okay. So number 1, the procedure of temporal adjustment of a dumpy level number 1, we have setting. What do we mean by setting? This is whereby you set up the tripod stand at a convenient height with its head horizontal through eye estimation. And then after that, you fix the instrument on the head of the tripod stand. Next, you bring the circular bubble to the center by adjusting the tripod legs. Our step number 2 is leveling. What do we mean by leveling? This is rotating the upper half of the instrument to bring the longitudinal bubble tube parallel to end of the foot screws. You move the bubble to the center of the level tube by rotating both screws inward and outward. Again, by rotating the upper part of the instrument, the level tube is brought over the third foot screw. Our last point on leveling, you rotate the third foot screw inward or outward to bring the bubble back again to the center of the level tube. I hope we are all getting the steps. Number 3, we have focusing. Procedure number 2 is focusing. What do we understand by when we say focusing? Focusing means you focus the eyepiece by pointing the telescope at a distant object and rotating the eyepiece focusing ring until the object is in sharp focus. After doing that, then you focus the objective lens by rotating the objective lens focusing ring until the crosshairs are in sharp focus. That is our last step. on temporary adjustment of a Dumpy level machine. So I would like us to do a session preview, a summary on what we've discussed. Anyone please to help us? Okay, we've defined temporal adjustment of a Dumpy level machine, and we've described the procedure of temporary adjustment of a Dumpy level machine. So I'm going to leave an assignment for you. The assignment is you draw a well-labeled diagram of a theodolite. Draw a well-labeled diagram of a theodolite. And this assignment will be submitted in our next session. That's the end of our session today. I hope we have all gotten in something that will help us as we sojourn this course of civil engineering. Thank you and bye.